Hello. We're going to Bardam's Mettle. Another Stormblood dungeon. So for this dungeon, it's particularly difficult sometimes to heal and tank this, just because of the item level. A lot of people will be using gear that they got at the end of Heavensward, or they haven't done other dungeons to get better gear, so they might be wearing level 60 gear. But the enemies kind of hit hard here, as you'll see. I'm trying to do a really big pull, but I'm like, oh wait. Okay, never mind. So, so that was just 2 pulls at the beginning, and that was already way too much. So we go back. This is fine. You know, I'm communicating with people in the party chat. Like, is this the dungeon that hits hard? I'll just do moderate pulls. And it seems like it's fine. So I don't see anyone else say anything. Okay, so I'm like, okay. I'll go do the pull again. I'll just do the 2 packs. I'll just do a little bit. Just a little bit. And so I pull it back here, and we do get these, but this one doesn't come over. So I'm like, maybe that'll be enough. Okay, so then I'm like, maybe, okay, I could pop my mitigation way earlier than I usually do, or I'll just do really small pulls then. Maybe this healer's newer, I'm not sure. And then, yeah, I'm trying to just take care of this group since we're all here at the beginning. I know, it's kind of a mess at the beginning. I popped my invuln just to make sure we could get it. Or I was just throwing everything out, really. This has happened almost every time I've run this dungeon, except for when I've run with friends. Where, yeah, there's a mishmash of gear from everyone. And then, okay, at this point, the healer says their hotbars were messed up. That's why they were having issues. And so it's fine, you know? We're communicating, it's all good. So we're just chilling here, okay? We're chilling. Straight up just chilling while the healer fixes their hotbars. It's all good. This stuff happens. It's fine. I'll skip ahead a little bit while we're waiting. I was just looking at inventory. Okay. Oh, I did my little dance with my pumpkin head. Okay. See? You know, we can have fun playing with randos. It's all good. But anyway, okay, let's see. At this point, yeah, okay. Now we're ready. So we took care of the first 2 pools, first 2 groups of ads. We're going ahead. I was seeing that there was like, okay, when we're running, I do notice like this, there's like these little dots, right? But there's even a smaller dot following this little one. So I'm like, okay, you know, we got a summoner. Sorry, we got a summoner here and we got a scholar. But for some reason I just thought that one would have been for the scholar. because the scholar needs to have their fairy out. And so I'm kind of thinking, okay, is it the scholars or is it the summers? Is this scholar a new scholar? Should I do less pulls? Like, these are the things I'm thinking when I'm running things with people, to determine how much they can probably take. But yeah, I'm kind of like, where's the little fairy, you know? Because the fairy for scholar does like auto heals, and every time you die you have to bring your fairy back out. And yeah, so this little pet is actually the summoners, not the scholars. So actually, I don't think I realized it at this point. I realized it at the next pool. These ones, sorry, I didn't explain the ads at all. These ads, you know, so this one does a big swipe and does AoE, and then these walls will do really long AoE. So I'm like, okay, I'll go on this side to try to face the long AoEs away from people. Watch out for these circle AoEs and the long ones. And yeah, see, at this point I'm always trying to keep the walls facing forward. It's kind of hard to tell, but they do have faces. And then also the little arrow. I try to keep them facing away from everyone. Okay, yeah, I think it was around here that I realized that the scholar didn't have the fairy because they're spamming psychic on me, which is understandable, but I felt like something was missing. And it was the little fairy embracing me. So they took a swipe from this big one. I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta turn it around. There we go. Now we got the little fairy. Okay, see, so I think if I would have said something at this point, I realized it, so I would have said something. But it looks like they noticed it too. So see this embrace thing, that's a common thing you'll see when a scholar's with you, because their fairy will be doing auto heals. And so now look, we got two tiny little dots up here, so that means that they both have their pets out. Little things to notice. Like, it's like no one expects anyone to like know all of these things, but like over time, after you've played the game for a while, you'll kind of get the hang of like who does what usually, and then be like, hey, are you missing this? Because that'd probably help this and that. So yeah, not having the fairy out misses out on a lot of heals for us. But anyway, yeah, I'm trying to face these things away from everybody and also dodge them for myself. And these circle AoEs, make sure you're dodging the fire. Cool. Alright, first boss is this huge thing. You'll notice that there are these smaller, like, I forget what they're called. Let's just call them cows. And these sheep on the sides. Okay. What are they called? I don't remember. Anyway, okay. Large AoE. We'll dodge that. Rams? I think they're rams. Yeah. Okay. So this move will just create AoEs that we need to stand out of. This is the main mechanic here, Rush. It will target a random person with this tether, and then this long AoE that will go with them. And basically you want to run away so that you don't take as much damage here. And if you point it at a certain group of animals, they'll do certain things. So right now the sheep have exclamation points because this stuff ran into it. And so now the sheep will run and do things. Okay. So the animals get activated, and then the main boss does like a stun attack. See, it just stomped down. And then now we're all stunned. Well, I'm stunned, at least. Yeah, no, we're all stunned. Okay. At the same time, the sheep run towards us, and they have this AoE. Okay, and we're stunned, but as soon as the stun wears off, you can immediately run out. There's enough time to run out. If you don't run out in time, then you'll get hit with whatever the animal did. And I have another clip to kind of show what they all do. Okay. Crumbling Crust is the AoE, 4 AoEs, just dodge that. Just dodge that. Okay, right here, this coral runs in, and it takes the spot of the other animals. So there's always like a group of animals around. And, okay, Crumbling Crust again, the 4 AoEs we dodge. We get another thing of Rush. Targets, it's actually the same person. So they bring it away, far away, okay, so they bring it to this group of animals, and what the rams do is long AoEs, and so we all get stunned, and then the rams are doing these long AoEs, and so as soon as the stun wears off, we need to run out of them. See, they kind of just point in different directions, and then they run across. But it looks like we took care of it pretty quickly. Okay, so here I will show, I just did an unsynced run here. Here we go. Just to show the different mechanics and stuff. Open it up a little bit. Okay, Crumbling Crust, the 4 AoEs to dodge. Okay, so now Rush, I'm gonna bring it over to the sheep to simulate this. Okay, it happened to be close enough, just right here, that these ones also got activated, and so you can see both things. I got stunned, and now these rams are pointing their AoE at me, their long AoE at me, and then all the sheep are coming at me with their circle AoEs. As soon as my stun wears off, I do have enough time to run out. So I dodged it, it was fine. But then the boss has this heave thing that I also need to dodge. Okay. Crumbling Crust, the 4 AoEs to dodge. Now, back here you'll see that there were more enemies that spawned. Heave, dodge this. They're gonna come in here and fill up these empty spots now. Okay, oh, and then we got the little coral that takes up the spot over here. So Crumbling Crust, dodge this, the 4 AoEs. And then I'm gonna do the rush, and I'm gonna try to just get the coral so we can see what that one does. Okay, you can't see it because the thing's blocking, but the coral has the exclamation point. As you can see, the coral has a really big AoE. And so I'm like in the middle of the thing. My stun wears off, and I immediately am trying to run out of the thing. I make it, but if you're not, if you were like here and you had to run out, you know, like if you were here and you had to run out, you might not have had enough time if you ran that way. Oh, right here. Sorry, the chat box is in the way. Like here, if you try to run here to here, that might be a little difficult. And if we go here to here, that might be a little bit, you know, geometry and stuff. But yeah. Okay, and then immediately the boss does this heave thing, so you have to run out of that too. Alright, so let's skip ahead a little bit. Here we go. Okay, so now we got sheep here, filling up that space. We're gonna do another rush. I'm gonna point it in between, or okay, near this group of sheep. See what that does. Okay, good. It activated both of them, and they all run towards me, and they put me to sleep. So that's what the sheep do. They sing you to sleep. That makes sense. That's the... Don't people count sheep to fall asleep or something? That's cute. Okay, let's go ahead and see another variation. Okay, I bring it to these rams. We've seen this before. So like, it looks like in the other video, the healer was able to run it into just the one corner, and then only one pack of animals were activated. But yeah, if you're in between them, it's gonna get all of them. And so you do have enough room to get out, but because I ran this synced and I'm the only one there, they all like targeted me, you know? But with multiple people, they'll kind of go all over the stage. So you'll just have to watch out for that. Okay, let's see. I think we do one more, yeah. Okay, so in this variation, we got the ram and also the coral. Okay, so they're all at me. As soon as my stun wears off, I'm gonna run out. There we go. And then immediately run out of this heave. Okay. Okay, let's go back to the other one. So after that boss, we just jump down and we fall. We land on this assortment of rocks. Okay, there's a treasure here if you want it. This one. And now I'm kind of staggering a little just to wait for people to catch up. But here, this thing clamps down, and then we got some enemies. So there's nowhere else we can go here, so we just have to take care of these enemies here. After we take care of the enemies here, the opening's going to be up here. We're going to go this way. You can also see it in the mini-map. Okay, see like this hand lifted up, and so now we can go through that passageway. Treasure coffer. This next pool can get a little spicy. I do 2 pools here. I got this one, and then this rock gets smashed, and there are enemies here. Okay. This does hit hard. I pop my invuln. The healer is healing me, but I decide I need to die because of the way my invuln works. So I stood in the AoE, but typically, you know, you want to avoid the AoEs here because it does hit hard. I got a wind burn, so that's damage over time. Lots of AoEs to dodge here, okay? Yeah, I don't recommend doing this double pull unless you know that your healer is, you know, pretty good, because as you can see, it took like a lot of mitigation and a lot of healing to go through. So if your previous pulls with them worked well, then okay, cool, do that. But if not, then just do the smaller pull, because it will just be frustrating over time if you're constantly pulling too much and the healer can't keep up, or if you're the healer and you want them to pull more and they can't keep up. Okay, so this is a unique boss fight in that we don't actually attack anything. We just take care of the mechanics. Like, we just move ourselves. So you can't even attack anything. We have this thingy which was it was called out of action or something like that. Out of the action, yeah. So we can't actually attack stuff. There'll be an enemy in the middle, and various different mechanics are gonna happen. So this first one is a look away mechanic, and then there's an AoE that popped up first, and then the outside one popped up. So we want to stand on the outside and then move in. Okay, see? So this is the first one that's gonna go off. So we stand outside, and but the tricky thing here is, as soon as this one blows up, we want to go inside, but if you don't look away fast enough, you'll be staring directly at the eye. So you have to position yourself in a way where you can move back, but also look away. And so, like, if you can walk backwards, like RP walk backwards, do that. But if you can't, like, I'm on controller and I can't maneuver myself that way. And so what I did was, I stood here, I went back, but immediately looked to the side. This is also really bad camera place. So, like, I stood up here up north just because as tank I was like, oh yeah, I typically always try to stand north. But it honestly doesn't matter, and so if it's easier for you, just stand back here with everybody else. But it looks like two people weren't able to look away, and so they got these debuffs. Okay, now this one, we dodge in the little squares. Okay, look away again. And so I know that wherever I'm going, I need to make sure I'm looking away. And yeah, again, standing up north here is very difficult for me because of the big boss behind me was kind of in the way. Wow, yeah, let's see, did they? Yeah, they got this little thingy. But anyway, okay, so to carry this one, I was just trying to see what this debuff was. Looks like somebody got fettered. Because they probably missed the thing. But 3 of us made it past, so it's okay. Collectively, we passed the test. And so here I do move back, because I was like, I can't see anything, but then there are towers to soak. So we soak the towers. Okay, and now for this one, 2 people get this like glowing red thingy, and then that's replicated with this huge donut AoE. And so you resolve that by having those people move together, and then you stand in the safe spot. And I stood further out because it looked like there was going to be enough space. And see, I moved out here, and I just tried to stay outside of their AoE. But everyone else is standing directly in the middle. And now everyone has stack markers. Oh my goodness, see, I can't see anything up here. So we just drop them, and you basically want to just keep moving. I ran back into mine, and so, oh, Bardam's price, okay. So I got the debuff, and that means I failed. So now I got chained because I didn't do it correctly. Honestly, yeah, doing the camera over up north is not very good. But yeah, so you want to do what BW is doing, where you just continuously keep running. And then when this guy does this move, you have some clear space over there. So you have to be on the lookout for when he does this move. As long as one person is able to make it through, then everyone's fine. Okay, see, and then you got these AoEs, and so your clear spots are going to be here and back here and down here. because BW successfully did the mechanic right, the rest of us are good to go. So I moved back here because I'm like, I need to be able to see. Back here, there are 4 different rocks, and these 2 have AoEs under them, and so therefore you can only stand at this one or this one. I'm not sure why they stood there. I'm not sure if maybe they couldn't move, but okay. Now we have this checkerboard thing, so you want to stay on the, you know, the clear ones. But okay, we get sucked in. Okay, we get sucked in, and then we got a donut AoE. So, oh, and then it looks like these guys are gonna do the thingy where it gets even bigger. And so it might seem like the safe spots are over here. However, I just keep moving because I'm like, I got this safe spot, so maybe I'll have a safe spot down here. Okay, so see, you could run over here like everyone else, but I was like, probably have a safe spot here. So I sit back there. Okay, where did BW go? Because AS ended up getting hit with a thing. So yeah, BW, it looks like they're over there. And it looks like they did what I did, but just on the other side. Yeah, okay. And then now we've got this really big, like, meteor thing going down. You want to stand behind a rock. But yeah, over here, the rock looks like it blew up. And so this is the only rock left to stand behind. And there we go. Nice. Let's see, how did that rock get destroyed? So right now there is a star shard over there, but somehow it did get destroyed. Okay. Oh, okay. This star shard is damaged a little bit, but this one is still healthy. Okay, as these things go off, it did hit them, and so it looks like this star shard is fine, but the other one took too many hits. This one, K, the K star shard over there. Okay, when these like things go off, see, it's taking too much. And so it's destroyed, and so this is the only rock left. And you need to stand behind the rock or else you'll get hit with the meteor. Okay. I was definitely very confused when I first did this, so if that did not make sense, I understand. I do have a clip, and we can go over it. Go over it a bit. Okay, out of action. Unable to execute action, so I can't use any of my stuff. Okay, so again, I'm taking time here because I remember how panicked I was when I first did this. So this is a look away mechanic. The first one is gonna go off in the middle, and then the outside's gonna go off. So I need to be able to go back inside but not look at the eyeball. So I go in and I immediately turn around. I'm kind of looking back over my shoulder just because I'm targeting, but technically I'm facing away. Okay, now these little sword spheres are around. So we got the checkerboard configuration. I stand in a thing. I move to a new one. I see the eyeballs there, so I move and I immediately look away. And then I'm like, okay, I can still look away by walking out. Okay. Okay, got one tower because there's just one of me here. So I just soak the tower. And then I got the donut AoE, so no matter where I'm standing, I should be fine. And I got the little target marker, and so I'm going to just keep running because it's gonna follow me. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can't get caught in any of this, so keep running off. This is more tricky when there's like 3 people running around with these AoE markers. You can see how that's a little difficult. Okay, so now this thing spreads, so I'm like, alright, I'll just stand here in the back and I should be fine. Okay, and then the circle AoE's everywhere, so I go to the clear spot in the middle. Right, now there's rocks. The rocks dropped where the AoEs were, by the way. Just aesthetic. Okay, so now we got this looming shadow thing, sure. Okay, I don't do anything about it. But these ones on the side have AoEs, so I'm not gonna stand over there. Okay. There are ads there, but I can't attack them. Okay, we got the checkerboard pattern. So I just hang out. Okay, looks like when the checkerboard thing went off, the star shard in the back there took a hit. And then, okay, I get sucked in, and then I move a little bit. There's my safe spot. And then it goes again, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna move again into another safe spot, which is right here. Technically, this is also a safe spot. If you can see it fast enough, then you can go there. Or like any of this is also a safe spot. But it's kind of hard to see with all the dust and stuff. So, okay. And now this is the only rock remaining. And you need to stand behind it, or else you'll get hit with the meteor. Okay. I hope that made sense. I struggle with it every time I go here because I don't run this very often, and it just is a whole thing. Alright, let's go back to the rest of this and just finish up the dungeon now. Okay, again, we're gonna just jump off this whole thing, go down this waterfall. And I can see that the healer's name was dimmed out, so I'm waiting. I'm walking, so they have a little bit more time. We jump off again. Okay. You'll see. Oh, wait. There's this, other thing. Let's see if I can get it. Here. This is a very big ball. Okay? And this is like a wall that's holding it. Eventually, that ball is gonna roll down, Indiana Jones style. So you need to be a bit mindful of that. Okay, my healer's near me, so now I'm gonna do the pull. This is the only group of ads for now, but keep an eye on this wall, okay? I moved them a little bit because I wasn't sure if one of the attacks was going to be a tornado thing. Okay. See? This ball. This ball came at us. Yeah, and then it's just rolling. Okay? Alright. Now, it might look like things are clear, but this is actually another ball. Okay? So I'm going to grab these butterflies. I'm going to move them off to the side. There we go. Here's the other ball. It's rolling down. You don't want to get hit with that. But there's another ball, okay? So we'll park it on the side. Park it on the side. It's after those two leave, then you can move forward, okay? So in the first room it's 1, and then you move to the next area and then there's 2. Pots my anvil in here too. Nice. Okay, another set of ads over here. The door opened for us. Got a treasure chest right there. Okay, my health is getting a bit low. And I don't really have much mitigation. I had one here, and if you have it, it's better to just use it rather than like, I was trying to save it to see if there would be more stuff or whatever, but it's mostly just because I haven't really run these dungeons in a while, so I didn't know when to use my mitigations and things like that. And so if you feel like you're gonna take some damage, just use it. Like, there's no point just saving it unless you know there's gonna be more stuff later, you know? Well, I'm saying I didn't know, so yeah. I kind of have been making these guides as a way to get better at tanking, so I can figure out how to use my mitigation properly. Yeah. So there's the final boss here, the Yule bird. Okay. When Unbound, that's a raid wide. A small raid wide, and then these things pop up on the sides. Okay, we got target markers on us, and also these glowy things are targeting various people and crisscrossing, so you want to find a safe spot, you know, and then the markers are going to go off, and it basically, like, everyone gets attacked with some of it. So, but you don't want to stack together with anybody else, or else you'll take double hits. This feather cut thing is a tank buster, it looks like. Letterfall, okay, again, the blue lines go off, and then we got these things, so we separate. You gotta stand in a safe spot for yourself, though. When Unbound, again, this is gonna be a little raid wide. We got more sparkly, glowy things. So, okay, feather cut, that was another tank buster. We got more things to dodge, which is fine, as long as you're able to kind of see the spaces. Here, okay. Eye of the Fierce, okay, you gotta look away. Okay, looks like if you don't look away, you get a little confused. Right. And if you're confused, you end up attacking your party members. Okay. Okay, another feather cut thingy, but also another like thing to dodge with the blue lines. Yeah, see, this person is just following this person because they're confused. BW is just trying to do their job, and they're being chased around by these two. Okay, confusion's off. When Unbound, small raid wide, and then these glowy things. Okay, and then now we have an ad. So we want to take care of the ad. Also be mindful of the blue things. Okay, and then the Yule Bird is gonna show up. You don't want to stand in front of the Yule Bird because it's gonna go across the stage. So I try to move over, but I'm also trying to dodge the blue stuff, okay? Let's see. The Yule Bird goes straight across. So you wanna avoid that. Another ad. Avoid the blue thingies again. The bird is here. It's gonna go across. So we watch out. Get out of its way. Okay. Avoid the blue lines. And go back on the bird. Did another tank thing. And then it'll go away, but when it comes back, it'll be like a little upset here. There's going to be AoEs all over the ground, and then they'll be like rotating in a way, and then we need to be attacking the individual wings. So avoid the AoEs. Like, looks like the best place to stand is basically right in the center, and attack these wings. Yeah, see, the center part is totally fine. The AoEs, it seems overwhelming, but they're all on the outside. Just make, okay. And then now I got a little target thing, so I need to run away from people so they don't get hit with that. Okay, looks like AS got hit with a little bit of something. Oh yeah, they're all the way over here. And they're trying to stay away from people, but these AoEs are also going off, and so you kind of need to like, adjust yourself. So like I tried to dodge that AoE. I got hit, and I still stay closer to the edge away from my party members. Yeah. Focus the wings, and then we can take care of the Yule. And there we go. It's a bit of a tricky dungeon, mostly just because things hit so hard, and people might not have the correct gear level. And like, this is the dungeon where you would get gear like that's appropriate for this dungeon, basically. But yeah, I'm sure they will update some stuff once they add the duty support. Like they might balance out the damage in this one a bit better. But in any case, that was fine. You know, we did wipe a few times and we just picked ourselves up and it was okay. This healer gave me a big hug, and you know, nice little interaction. I bowed at them, and then I got a little bow back, and I pet Celine and gave her a treat. And yeah, okay. Playing with randoms isn't always so bad. Anyway, okay, goodbye.